George begins to give the greatest speech of his life. Benjamin rolls his eyes and does another line of cocaine.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer, right? The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles.
Throw a couple bros in there, here and there.
You what?
Throw a couple bros and dudes in there.
Have to, bro. Have to, dude. And by opposing, end them, dude. To die, to sleep no more. And by a sleep to say, we end.
The crowd is deeply moved by Washington's speech. He continues.
The heartache.
You got this, George. You're doing great.
Thanks, dude. I know. You don't have to fucking tell me that. Everyone's fucking quiet and staring at me. You don't think I'm doing good?
Okay.
The heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep perchance to dream. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, right? When we have shuffled off this mortal coil.
George is rudely interrupted by a drunken Benjamin Franklin, who is speaking mostly to himself.
That's fucking Shakespeare, dog.
Bro. Fucking keep it to yourself, dude.
George slaps Ben across the face, and Ben flies through a nearby table.
I was gonna really slap. He turned. I was gonna really slap.
Oh, I was
You
doing
gave
with
me-
the slap.
Oh, okay.
You know how many
You
times
gave
I've
me
been
the eyes, you
slapped
gave me
on
the
camera
eyes. I
before?
was
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, I was gonna turn with a slap. Here, let's do it again.
Oh, Foley. Add Foley like a really hardcore slap in there. Okay.
My guess would be the number of times you've been slapped on camera is half the amount of times you've been slapped off camera.
Boom.
Speaking from my own experience. Warning, the following moments that occur are disturbing and violent and true. Listener discretion is advised.
Ooh.
How dare you blindside me, bitch?
The crowd jumps on Benjamin, defending their leader.
From forth the fatal loins of my fucking balls, you cowards.
Fucking out of here.
A full-blown bar brawl ensues. Thomas and John jump to Benjamin's defense, knocking the mob back. In a way, they remind us all of Legolas and Gimli from The Lord of the Rings, my favorite movie ever.
They remind us all.
I wrote this part, and it's a direct attack at Coop. I'm making
Yes,
fun of him.
Okay.
I can always spot those.
Yeah.
Have I mentioned to you guys how much I love the Lord of the Rings franchise? Jesse, I really love
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings and Legolas.
Yeah.
You and Legolas have the same hair.
We all know. The audience knows. They love you for it. Yep.
And Jack, you remind me of a young Bilbo Baggins, only taller. I love the Lord of the Rings so much. Colonel Proctor steps between George and the mob.
Frodo.
Colonel Proctor pulls out the first ever custom-made double-barreled sawed-off shotgun and just starts fucking blowing people away.
This is real?
Thomas, no, this is all. This has been
It's
transcribed from a
crazy,
document
You,
that's
you
well
did
over
the
200 years
the
old.
Spanish spelling of Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, Tomas.
Tomas Jefferson, like Legolas, pulls out two elven blades and does a cool spin, chopping off a few heads.
A few heads.
You have been watching Rings of Power way too much lately, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
John Adams pulls Benjamin up to his feet, and Benjamin is quite excited.
Holy green Moses on a stick. We done again, haven't we, boys? Can I do that one over? I felt.
Oh, we take
feel
again?
free.
Okay,
Feel
take
free.
it again.
We've done it again, haven't we, boys?
John Adams.
That was exactly
Okay,
like the
yeah,
last
yeah,
one.
Brilliant.
Put it down.
I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this part that you added. I mean, that you recently
That you-
transcribed.
Yep.
John Adams headbutts a chick right in the face.
I think it's time we make our exit.
John Adams, overly stimulated by current events, then punches Ben in the face.
Owie!
John throws Ben over his shoulder. He knows if he doesn't get Ben out of there, he could single-handedly kill everyone in the bar. George notices John Adams saving Ben and saving us all in some way. In his mind, he thinks,
I've always imagined it would be Thomas that would be president after me. But after this bravery, this courage from John Adams, I just don't know who to pick. Maybe I'll have them battle to the death. And the winner can be the next president. Or maybe I'll have them play a game of paper, rock, scissors. I don't. What should I?
a rather large, irritated man approaches George. He has his hat on that says, quote, "Not my president."
I voted for the other guy.
Colonel Proctor steps between George and the large man. Proctor looks back to George with love and honor.
Georgie, go! I can take care of this guy.
No, I won't leave you.
As the world crumbles around them, they lock eyes.
Oh,
A tear
no.
begins to form under the eye of our president, but he wipes it away before anyone can see.
Fucking gay. Fucking gay shit. I'm not gonna cry,
gay,
dude.
bro.
Fucking gay, bro.
Colonel Proctor, possibly the only man George has ever loved, if he could love, speaks.
I know now why you cry, but it's something I can never do.
With super cool lighting and slow motion, Colonel Proctor gives his life for George Washington by tackling the large man to the ground. Thomas Jefferson kicks the front door open with quick succession, throws his 2 elven blades at innocent bystanders outside the bar, killing them instantly. Then, John Adams, with Ben over his shoulder, runs out.
I love you, super hot bartender babes, but we were never here.
Lightning strikes outside the tavern. Krakoom, what the fuck is...
It's a sound effect.
Krakoom! Yeah! Sending Ben and Thomas to the ground.
My God, good boy. Ooh, if you could harness that power. Kite! I need a kite. A kite and a key.
You're drunk. George Washington flies through the air on his American bald eagle that is now the size of a griffin. You're playing too much World of Warcraft, too. It takes a huge shit covering John Adams in white, creamy bird poopy. All the boys laugh. The camera rises to the sky, and before we fade to black, our president has some final words.
Now that was a fucking rager. America is the best goddamn country in